have heard the phrase, a jack of all trades is a master of none. But did you know that the phrase in its entirety is, a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one? Well, this Ford Ranger Raptor is definitely a jack of all trades. It's got all kinds of capability, can go anywhere and do just about anything. So my question is it a master of more than one? Something a little bit bigger than a jack of all trades? Well, come along with me on this video review of this fabulous truck and we'll find out. So the first thing you're gonna notice about the Ranger Raptor is that it doesn't look a whole lot like its regular Ranger sibling. It's got the Ford word emblazoned across the grille, which is super sharp and a lot of fun. Also sharp are these LED headlights, kind of that C-clamp. It's just very blocky and aggressive, and I like that a lot. Coming around the side of the car, you have these different fenders here on the Raptor. Now they're a little expanded, they're a little bit taller, so you're gonna have room for bigger tires and bigger wheels if you want to do that. But it already comes with 17-inch wheels, and you can opt for a beadlock wheel if you're into adjusting your air pressure when you're doing your off-roading and stuff. So that's cool. I like a running board. The Raptor comes with the running boards. Some purists will say you're gonna, get things hung up on there. You're not gonna have as much clearance. I like being able to get in and out of my truck on a day-to-day basis a lot easier. So I'm pro running board. Again, more of the plastic fenders, the Raptor sticker, which is so cool. Now this decal is extra. I don't know, if I were buying this truck though, I'd probably spring for it because I think it just elevates the look and makes it look so tough. Coming around to the back of the truck, we have LED tail lights, which are kind of reminiscent of the front ones, but they've got this extra little zigzag in there. So it has this nice kind of differentiation. Of course, it looks so great when you're driving away at night. So smart, so sharp. I do want to mention also, the Raptor has 2 tow hooks in the back. The regular Ranger doesn't have that. So that's good to know. And then we have the bed of the truck. This has the spray and bed liner, which is crazy to me to think that people don't get that because you just don't want to be worried about dinging up the bed of your truck. But anyway, that's what this car has. And this particular model is going to ring up at $58,555 before fees. So that's the price ballpark you're working in with the 2024 Ranger Raptor specifically. I want to point out also the dual tailpipes. There's an exhaust sound system on the Ranger Raptor, so you get kind of this beefy noise, and you can adjust it. Like if you want the car to be quiet, you can have it be quiet, and if you want it to be loud, it can be loud. Something my camera woman and dear friend just mentioned that she really likes about the decal on the front end of the Raptor is that it's not on both sides. It's asymmetrical, and I could not agree with her more. I think it just looks so, frankly, badass. Can I say that word? It looks really cool, is what I mean to say by that. Other features on the front of the Raptor are, you have the front end camera so that when you are off-roading in particular and you're going uphill and you can't see what's below you, you can use that camera, and I'll show that to you on the inside of the car when it happens. And then we have a skid plate, and it's a full skid plate, and it's steel across the bottom of the truck. So you can go anywhere, do anything you want in this Raptor. So what do you get with that $58,555? Well, to begin with, you get a turbocharged 3-liter 6-cylinder engine that's got a ton of pep. It's so much fun. The other thing you should know about the Raptor is you're going to pay for that at the gas pump because it is just a combined 17 miles per gallon, but you're going to have so much fun in this car. You're probably going to fork all that cash over willingly. So this is a mid-sized truck, which means it's smaller than an F-150, but it's not quite as small as, say, like a Maverick, even though that's a hybrid and you're probably not looking at that anyway. But my point is, it's right-sized for me. I love the seats. I love the amount of bolster that they have to them. The depth in the bottom cushion is just right. It fits me and it's supportive without being either too long or too wide. And I just love that this little detail makes me comfortable throughout the trip, whichever trip I'm on. So here we are in the interior of the Ford Ranger Raptor, and you can see it's very different than the regular Ranger. It's got the Raptor details like the badging all over, the contrast stitching, that kind of this hot orange contrast stitching and piping and details that look so cool. You have a 12-inch touchscreen for the multimedia system, and what you should know is this also shows you the rear view cameras and the front angle cameras for when you're off-roading and parking. It's also got climate control and navigation and all those good things. One thing I want to mention is that the native system in the Ranger Raptor is really easy to use. And what do I mean by native system? I mean when you're not using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the Ford Sync system that comes with the vehicle is really easy to use. We have this cool, I'll show you in a minute, this cool glove box, shelf with little grippy rubber on there so you can put some easily accessible items there, a regular glove box. This model also comes with a Bang & Olufsen premium sound system, which sounds really great. And I gotta tell you, there's just more buttons and dials and gauges and incredible information that this truck gives you. So much feedback it gives you when you're off-roading or just when you're cruising around, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. Again, here's some more fun details, some Raptor badging, and that cool little glove box I was telling you about, and the lower, more traditional glove box and the grippy ledge there. I love these cup holders. They've got the knuckles that kind of grab your beverage and hold it just right, which is nice, and distinctive badging on the seat. And we can't forget a power rear window. So here's all the information you could possibly ever want in your truck displayed here right in this driver information system. You can get all kinds of feedback with your fuel economy. When you switch your drive modes, it will tell you what drive mode you're in and tell you what you need to do. We also have the camera that just popped up here when we were going into off-road mode. So in this mode, you can pick whether you want to list fuel economy, if you want to show everything from your pitch and roll to your PSI and your tires. It's so advanced and almost intimidating. And if you are intimidated, but you want one of these anyway, we'll talk about some options for you with that. Baja mode. Dream mode in this truck. It's what it was designed for. So say you are going off-roading and you are in your Baja mode and you want to make some adjustments. You can adjust your shocks here. So we'll scroll through those. So you get a customized ride and a customized feel and a customized performance for your truck. You have your exhaust system, and that optimizes it. It optimizes the sound. It optimizes, again, the performance for whatever task you're doing. And then you can customize all of these for what's called My Mode, which is very unique to the Raptor, and you can just, wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, you can make it yours. Here's the back seat of the Ranger Raptor. You have 3 seating positions here, and you have lower tether anchors in 2 of them. We have a fold down armrest here, some cup holders, and if you wanted to create a little bit of flat space here, you could take these headrests out and put the seat all the way down. So part of what makes this truck a jack of all trades is the fact that it's got multiple driving modes. That includes normal, sport, off-roading, rock crawling, Baja, slippery. I mean, whatever the condition is that you're in, this truck is going to adjust and give you the best driving experience for that situation. But I want to highlight Baja mode because that's what makes this truck a performance truck. It's super fast, it's super agile. I mean, the turning radius on this is so small.
It goes super high speeds, and that's kind of what makes this truck a Raptor. So you may ask, what's the difference then between Baja mode and off-roading? Well, think of Baja as high-speed racing through the desert. You're just going as fast as you possibly can. You're just tearing things up. You're going to need a softer suspension for that because it's going to be absorbing a lot of bumps and rocks and holes and all kinds of things. So it's going to smooth it out both for your benefit and the truck's benefit. Off-roading, on the other hand, is a much slower affair. Typically, you're going up and down hills. There's a lot of dirt and loose gravel, and you're really having to manage your speed a lot differently than in Baja mode. So that also translates to rock crawling. You might be finding yourself on big boulder fields if you do off-roading, and this truck will adjust for that as well. Lastly, because you have this performance, you have this fabulous engine that's turbocharged and has all kinds of horsepower, it is a kick to drive on the road too. Depending on the mode you're in, it's going to adjust the steering. It's going to make it stiffer for, say, sport mode. The suspension will be different. It'll be softer for Baja mode. It'll change the traction control and several other features so that when you're driving in that particular mode, the truck is ready to go in the best case scenario for that environment. If you want to tweak things a little bit though, just even when you're in normal mode, you can change the exhaust sound settings to be found here on this funky looking little button. When you press it, you can see you have different choices about the level of noise and kind of the rumble that you get with the exhaust. And then you also have the same thing with the suspension. You can change that to make it feel, even when you're in normal mode, a little more sporty than you normally would. So the driver assist features on the Ford Ranger Raptor include lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, and emergency avoidance steering. And right now I'm on the highway and I do have those features engaged, and I can show you a little bit about how those work. Let me get into the lane. Now I have the lane keep assist on and the adaptive cruise control, and it'll show you when you start to drift which side is the problem side. Now, if you try to drive without your hands on the steering wheel, it will tell you to take control. So you can't be totally hands off. I'll show you right here. Or maybe not because I'm so perfectly centered. but the point is the same, that you can't be driving around completely eating a sandwich here in the Ford Ranger Raptor, but it's going to keep you pretty safe otherwise. What the Raptor does have is parking assist. So if you're looking for a parking spot and then you need help getting into it, the Raptor will not only search out for a parking spot, it will locate it and it will help you park with some hands-free parking programming. It's really slick. Something that's really tricky if you are in an urban environment is trying to find parking when you're going somewhere downtown and maybe you're not familiar with the surroundings, or maybe it's changed. Maybe there's been a lot of construction and your favorite parking lot is no longer available. Well, the Ranger Raptor can help you with that too. So it's going to tell you where you can find available parking. You go into the parking assist mode, and then you can navigate to the parking, and I'm in Castle Rock, Colorado, but that's showing me where all the available parking is. Here we are looking for an available parking spot, and hopefully with the park assist, it's going to find a spot for us. Oh, it found a spot. So I'm going to shift into neutral. Ugh. And I'm going to press this button. Now I have to hold it the whole time in order for this to work, but let's see how we do. Are you ready? Here we go. Remember, I'm hands-free. It's going to freak me out. I still have to use the brake. I'm still keeping an active lookout because it's what I do. But it turns out I didn't even really need to, because this Raptor is pretty amazing. Can you believe this? And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in drive and straighten it out a little bit, and we're good to go. We can park and be on our way. Crazy. What I love is the 360-degree camera on the Ford Ranger Raptor. You can see here my parking job from a bird's eye view, which is not great, but you can adjust where you want to get a view from to see where you need to perfect your parking. So when you pull into a spot, you know immediately if you did a good job or not. I need all the help I can get. So the one thing that the Raptor is not as good at as its Ranger sibling is towing. And I don't even want to say it's not as good at it, but it tows less. You only get 5,500 pounds of towing capacity here in the Ranger Raptor. So if you're really looking to tow a lot and do it often, you may want to consider the Ranger. Another hot tip is to look up our video by Allison Bell, where she talks about the towing assist package on the Ranger, where it's basically an entire hands-free experience that she did. It's very enlightening and explains why it might be worth it for you to add that package on if you're buying that truck. I do want to make a little note about fuel economy. The combined estimated fuel economy for this truck is 17 miles per gallon. I've been driving it in sport mode a lot, so I just want to give you the high sign that the truck itself is telling me that I'm averaging about 16.3 miles per gallon. So if that's something that's important to you, you'll want to take that into consideration. So now that we've had a little time with the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor, we need to answer the question, is it a jack of all trades, a master of one? I think it's a master of a lot of things. What I love about it is that it's agile, it's powerful, it can go off-roading in lots of different capacities, it can handle snow, it can go so fast with that turbocharged V6. It really is a great flexible truck, and it can fit into the parking spot at the grocery store, which some people might say isn't a big deal, but for most of us who are only going to own one vehicle, that's a great, great feature. Thanks for exploring my favorite pickup truck to date, the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. Thanks for watching.